Now the Dolphins are going to halt the action here. It's a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Right. He's telling right here. He's telling the right. Even. 4 down. Even. Here we go, 47. Here we go, 46. No, check that. 52 right here. 26.
Prescott from the gun. And incomplete to open things up.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10.
I'm coming after you. Here we go, 47.
They run with Ezekiel Elliott, last year's NFL rushing leader. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 16 yards, a first down.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it could be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
So after a good run by Zeke, another 1st and 10.
Watch the pass. He's checking. Crash. Hey, kill. Here we go, go to 54, wide in. Here we go, go to 54, wide in. 26.
Prescott. The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down.
This offensive line has struggled. In fact, when we sat down with the coach, he said it's been in tatters lately. They allowed 6 sacks in their last game. Just gave up another one right there.
In tatters, so it sounds a little bit like this right now?
Exactly. It's like that paper being ripped. And right now, they've got to find a way to get it back together.
On 2nd down, it's Elliott. Tackled that time by Jerome Baker out of Ohio State.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
He's going to look deep down the field, and that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. They'll look to throw on 1st down with Josh Rosen. Incomplete. This is Albert Wilson. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards.
And the Dolphin 1st down.
From up near the 40 now after the big play to start. Here's another 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Rosen. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. So he can't hang on, and as I watch that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Well, you know a coach said that, right?
Yeah.
Not an actual player. No chance at all. Way easier said than done.
15 yards on the play, first down.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. That's already the third time they've looked his way on this opening drive. He's caught one of the three.
That doesn't mean they won't continue to go in that direction. It feels like they think they've got something good going there, and I think those numbers are going to increase.
They get 6 here after the incompletion, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Here's Rosa. And that will be incomplete.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation, and there the defense won the battle. Here's the Dallas offense now, heading back out onto the field. And they will begin with, should we call it, far from ideal starting field position, their own 2-yard line.
So what's your definition of ideal?
The 1-yard line on the other side of the field.
Yes, exactly right. So, yes, your definition is apropos in this case.
Trying to escape the shadow of their goalpost. That helped. 10 yards, first down. So a little more space to work with here from the 13 on 1st and 10.
Go, get out there. Hey, come on, out. Check. Here we go, go to 54, wide in. Go to 54, wide in.
Prescott to throw it. He'll sling that one in there. Complete to Cooper on the comebacker. Touchdown, Cowboys. Amari Cooper. 87 yards, and the Cowboys have taken the early lead.
Partner, you know the real key is to stopping a good passing attack?
You tell me.
Being able to tackle as soon as a guy catches the football.
Didn't work out there.
No, because when you give up the big run after catch, the rack yardage, that puts your defense in a big-time stressful position.
A lot of rack yardage and a touchdown there on the big play. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
Tackle there by Leighton Vander Esch.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for one.
Here's Rosen to throw. And he's got a man open. That's Allen. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. First time they've hooked up here. Good for 17 and a first down.
As far as tight ends go, this guy's not a speed burner. He's much more of an inline blocking type of a tight end. But how about this last play? Made a nice catch and picked up a first down.
That's what impresses me about him. When he's called upon, usually gets it done. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last 2 plays. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Running, it's Drake. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Getting the sense, Charles, they're going to put a big emphasis this afternoon on the run game.
And why not? What we're seeing so far, it's working pretty well from them. And here's the best part. We always talk about the best performers do their job when the lights come on. I think he likes natural light best.
On 2nd down and 4, Rosen on the left side. This is Stills. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. 12 yards there and a first down. First foray into the red zone for Miami. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 17. Now some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon. The false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Rosen will throw. He'll set up the screen to Drake. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Ready for the second quarter, and it's our visitors with the football as they've got it with a 2nd down coming up. Throwing on 2nd and long. Rosen out to the right here to Wilson. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. A gain of 8 there on the 8th play of the drive.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
To throw is Rosen, and that is incomplete. More problems here on 3rd down. They've converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on 3rd down, it makes it hard to win a ball game because then you're relying on your defense, you're relying on your special teams. You've got to get it done with your offensive unit.
So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays, and when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
A reminder, coming up later tonight, a lot of buzz about this game. The Browns, they've been doing some travel. Back-to-back primetime games for them. Monday night, they were in New York. Now the Browns head to Los Angeles to take on the NFC champs, Browns and Rams, an 8:20 kickoff Eastern time, 5:20 in California. Here's a throw, complete right side to start things out. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
But when you hit him on the move like that, and he's able to get into open field with a full head of steam, oh boy, it's going to be tough to get him down.
Yeah, there was a big window. They're lucky they did get him down. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
And he's across midfield and into Miami territory. Give him 6 yards on the carry. It's going to be 3rd and 3 now. Out of the gun. Here's Prescott. He completes it to Bryant. And he's taken down inside the 30. First catch for Bryant. He's got a first down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route. Drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
In your face.
Looking to throw. Prescott. And his pass incomplete. Looked like he had a couple of different options as far as who to throw to on that play. And who am I to say this, but I'm not sure he made the right decision.
Well, the window of opportunity is always going to be small in the NFL. That's why those quarterbacks who make quick decisions and have quick releases have the most success in this league.
On 3rd down, it's Prescott. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Well, they went with the nickel. They throw in an extra defensive back. Coverage was very good.
Yeah, it was exactly as you would expect. A passing down. You bring in the nickel package. Just as you described, the coverage was excellent and allowed one of their linemen to end up getting to the quarterback.
And his kick is absolutely perfect. Of course, the door for Maher was opened after a little bit of a surprise move. The Cowboys letting go of Dan Bailey last year.
Yeah, Maher took over in the preseason. He's from Nebraska via the Canadian Football League where he kicked for 4 years. And I saw him personally make 2 game-winning field goals last season against Detroit and in Atlanta.
The Dolphins take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. Just a lone field goal for them so far, trailing 10-3 as they come up 1st and 10. Jalen Smith, who took a huge step forward last year, in on the tackle for Dallas.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Guys, game situation. Let's go. Check. 80.
And now it's Rosen looking. He's going to fire this thing deep right sideline. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down.
They've been playing sound fundamental defense thus far and able to keep this offense from creating a major dent on the scoreboard.
Able to force the incompletion, but still waiting for that game-changing play. You feel like it's coming, the first sack, the first turnover.
In a sense, they're playing old-school defense right now.
And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. It's picked up by the Cowboys. And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet they are humans out there running around, and we just saw another one.
Opportunistic by the defense. And this is caught. It's Cooper. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards.
Here we go.
Mike 59. Quit talking about it and bring it.
After the penalty, it's Elliott. And the tackle there will go to Charles Harris.
Well, obviously they would have at least liked to have gotten back to the original line of scrimmage. Instead, now they're dealing with 2nd and long.
I thought they would have passed it after the penalty. Probably wish they would have now. They play fake to Elliott. Now Prescott. And they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28. Well, it was 2nd and long. Now it's 3rd and even longer. They're going in the wrong direction here.
Because they're moving them exactly the way they want to, but you're exactly right. Definitely going in the wrong direction for the offensive guys.
They'll need a big play here. Will Dak and the Cowboys after the sack. It's 3rd and long. Our score 10-3 with 2 minutes remaining in quarter number 2. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. 3rd and long for Prescott. He's going to go up top for the end zone. Oh, it's a touchdown if he holds on. Instead, it's 4th down. They're going for a receiver there. Already has 1 touchdown in this first half. A second one not to be.
I like where their headspace is, though. I mean, I really like the thought process, right? You got a guy who's already scored 1, right? You want to go back to him, continue the hot hand, and make them adjust to you defensively. I like what they were trying to get done, even though they weren't successful.
So they recovered the fumble, but ultimately could not take advantage of the short field.
Definitely a lost opportunity right there. I mean, they were in prime position to put 6 on the board, ended up settling for 3.
And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 34-yard line.
Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts. Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
On second down now, it's Drake. The second down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there.
Sometimes you're aligned perfectly and the play comes to you, and sometimes you got to cover some ground to go make the plays we just saw there.
We saw a great example of perseverance right there on that play.
Got to be careful. They might want to throw one over his head as this game progresses.
Going deep here for Stitt, and he fires one that's intercepted. Xavier Woods with a pick. Fights him off, and he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight. Unable to find anyone open.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Prescott now from the 50. They'll set up the screen to Elliott. It'll be a pickup of 8 on the screen, and it sets up a 3rd down. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. The Cowboys on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Now Prescott. This is caught inside the 15. The Cowboys going to use their 2nd timeout now, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's 1st and goal just outside the 5.
59, Mike, 59, Mike. Shut up. Gotta do better. Come on, QB, come on.
They'll throw again. Prescott into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Raekwon McMillan. And not much on the return there. He'll take it only up to the 9-yard line. He's on quite the interception run. He had 2 last week, another one here. Remember, he's not a DB, he's a linebacker.
But how many of those linebackers started as DBs and pumped themselves up into being linebackers? So the ball skills are the same, right? The coverage skills and responsibilities are the same, and he is paying it off in a big way.
The Dolphins going to take their 2nd timeout as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. They'll keep it on the ground again here. And he's going to have a first down, but not sure it'll matter as the clock will continue to run. Now the Dolphins will use the last of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. Rosen on 1st and 10. And that is incomplete. 7 seconds remaining. As tight end Dwayne Allen, the intended receiver. And it's 2nd down. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now it's Rosen. And this is incomplete with a clock showing just 3 seconds left. Jordan Lewis right there on the coverage. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. Final play of the half here. It's Rosen. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. And we will skip the highlight show this week. Get right back to this Week 3 matchup. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This fielded at the 2. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
The Dolphins take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Mike, 80. I'm coming.
On 1st down, it's Rosen. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Xavier Woods with a pick. And he will score. Touchdown, Cowboys. Those free safeties, they get to sit back there if they've got good pass rushers like this team does. Read like a book. He read it like a book and took it in for 6.
And if they use their eyes well and their anticipation skills, they can make big plays, just as what we saw. A free safety's dream. Follow the football, go to it, and take it the other way.
This fielded at the 2. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line.
The Dolphins take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
Hug. Get the ball.
Drake will start the drive on the ground. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. From the gun, it's Rosen. Wilson snags it left side. That one good for a 1st down pickup of 18 yards.
A gain of 18 on the play.
This quarterback now just 7 of 15 so far, but he's got a 1st and 10. Out of the gun, here's Josh Rosen. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete. Jordan Lewis right there on the coverage. Now, this game certainly has some historical ties. These two teams met way back in Super Bowl VI, played at Tulane Stadium in New Orleans, Dallas getting the victory. First title for the Cowboys. They've won 4 more since, but that next season was when Miami had the perfect season, still the only undefeated campaign in league history, as they capped it with a win over Washington in Super Bowl VII in Los Angeles. Now it's 1st and 10, a big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. From the shotgun, it's Rosen. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. Allen, the intended receiver. And now it's 2nd down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
On 3rd down, Rosen. Well, the two men come together, and it's incomplete. Excellent work defensively, brings up 4th down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. So that's a 7-play drive that ultimately stalls out there at the end.
And things were a little leaky in the beginning on that drive, weren't they? But how about the front 7? As they got closer to their goal line, things stiffened a little bit, forced the field goal.
Let's go.
So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They start on the ground with Elliott. And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31.
3rd quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Check. Crunch. He's coming. We got double.
They go to Elliott again. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
That's us. Here we go, 46. Slam. Here we go, 46. Delta. No, check that. We got Mike 52 right here. Here we're going to 52. Pick it up, D. 26.
Prescott now. Escaping the pressure right. He's got a first down and then some at midfield. 17 yards on the play there, and the Cowboys have a first down. Last drive, remember, similar situation. He forced a ball into coverage through the pick. He learned better there.
Yeah, similar to a golfer that's confronted with a shot that you just can't make. Sometimes you have to take your medicine, as they say, right? Just pull it down, take off, and go. Don't make something worse than what it was.
And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
To throw again on 2nd down. Prescott. And his throw's going to be incomplete. He was trying to get it to Ezekiel Elliott, and it's 3rd and 5.
Certainly looked like maybe his 3rd or his 4th read on his progression. Just trying to find his outlet man that time. Ends up leading him just a bit too much.
Throwing, Prescott, and on the left side, he's got Witten, and he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. Dak finding his tight end Witten, and the Cowboys have a first down.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size, can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Let's go, defense. 26.
Again, it's Elliott. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
He's definitely tough to get down. We just saw it right there. But how about what we did see? Pursuit, wrap up, and then the big finish with the tackle.
I'm on.
Prescott from the gun on 3rd. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by T.J. McDonald. And he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Mike. Ready. Alert.
After the interception, here's Rosen. Looking for Allen. He's got him on the slant. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. So the face mask, quite a blessing there as they'll start out of harm's way with a 1st and 10. Rosen will throw. It's caught. Stills, right side. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 17 yards for the Dolphins there as they've got themselves a first down. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. The throw here caught by Devontae Parker. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. They'll run with Drake. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. Kenyon Drake. His 4th touchdown on the year. And thanks to the interception, the Dolphins offense cashes in with 6. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that will get them one closer. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They'll start the drive with Elliott. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
I'd say it's pretty good strategy. If you throw interceptions on back-to-back drives, we'll see if the running backs can handle the ball a little bit, get things going. And also, you motivate your offensive line. I think they're in the mood to fire out and hit someone.
I thought the defense, though, might be a little more prepared for that run. Pretty good gain on the ground. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Now Elliott. Ezekiel Elliott going to take it the distance. The 20. Touchdown, Cowboys. Ezekiel Elliott, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Cowboys will add on to their lead. That's a pretty quick response to that last touchdown drive. And it seemed like they may be giving up momentum. Not so fast.
No, not at all, because they ended up pushing the lead up once again, and you're exactly right. Thought momentum might have been shifting. Instead, they grabbed old Mo, didn't let him get to the opposite sideline.
At their own 25-yard line.
Check. Watch 54. It's a party now. It's a party.
Throwing now, Rosen on 1st down. Looking for Stills here, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jeff Heath. And he will score. Touchdown, Cowboys. And that one will pretty much erase any hopes of a 4th-quarter comeback.
With emphasis, interception, return for touchdown. Door closed, locked, reinforced.
Extra point by Marr, up and good. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Mike. I'm here all day.
Back to the air, Rosen after the pick 6. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Drake. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. Good work after the catch, gets him 15 and a 1st down. Decent start to the drive, but let's face it, they need a lot of things to go right in a short amount of time, down 3 scores.
Yeah, they're going to run their 2-minute offense here in this game, but this is for future games. Can they get better and be ready for the next time, hopefully with a chance to win?
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. The intended receiver there, Allen, but it's going to be 2nd down. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. DeMarcus Lawrence, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. The Dolphins on 3rd down. It's been a problem, just 1 for 7 thus far. This will be 3rd and a mile. Here's Rosen to throw, and Wilson has it. And all the way down to the 26. It's a big play there for Miami. 43 yards. Defensively, I know they have the comfortable lead here in the 4th, but they do not want to give up big plays like that.
They want to finish strong. So oftentimes in this situation, you tighten up underneath in your coverage, and you bring your safeties back. They can pick up anything that leaks through. But in the meantime, upfield, you're making plays on the football.
They follow up that gigantic gain with the tiniest of pickups, 1 yard. On 2nd and 9, Rosen. And he's got his tight end, Gesicki, in the end zone. Touchdown, Dolphins. Mike Gesicki, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Dolphins are able to cut into this lead. Extra point up and good by Sanders, and that will shave one more off this lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
Cowboys take over first and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a first and 10 at their own 28-yard line. The give is to Elliott. Oh, he's got a little daylight. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19. Well, that looked like an example of what you said back in the first half. A running back of his size can really wear down a defense. I think he's starting to do that.
I think you're exactly right. And know what else he's doing? He's inspiring the rest of his team because they see this starting to happen as well. So that means they're going to redouble their efforts to help him out. Extra blocking, getting downfield, helping him out.
He'll get 3 up to midfield. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Yeah, think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
Under 4 to play now. Clock running. 3rd down.
Cody's coming.
I'm coming after you. Watch 22.
Off play action to Elliott. Here's Prescott. And he's able to hook up with Michael Gallup. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. And they pick up 25 as they convert on 3rd.
That's another Cowboys first down. First and 10 at the 26-yard line.
Mark 59. That's what I do.
Now Prescott. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. They'll get 4 there out of the screen, and it's 2nd down.
In order for a screen pass to break big, a lot of things have to come together and be well executed, but all it takes is one small thing to go wrong and keep it from being a big game.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Prescott. That is caught at the 7. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. It's a pickup of 17 and a first down.
These guys are running
that football. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got a 2nd and goal now as they look to add a few more points here. Hammering for the goal line. He loses the football. Well, this is picked up by the Dolphins. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Anything to make of this or just a bad stretch? Because he had the 2 fumbles he lost last week and now a 3rd.
It's a bad stretch, but it's one that he has to make sure he overcomes. This isn't on anyone else but him. Taking care of the ball, tucking it away, keeping it high and tight. All the while doing that and not slowing down his running and his ability to move the ball forward.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Now Rosen looking to throw. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
Well, we're not playing 3 yards in a cloud of dust football anymore. I kind of get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football. Because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion. And both sides trying to get to the football, and you're holding your breath wondering whether it's going to go good or bad for your team.
Now yet another incompletion here as they fail to connect on third.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? Zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked up by Jordan Lewis, and he will score. Touchdown, Cowboys. So they go on fourth down. Not only do they not get it, it turns into 6 points the other way. Disastrous.
And many people think you should just go ahead and knock it down in that situation. Turn it over for the offense. But I had a defensive coordinator recently tell me, we see that as a passive play. We don't do that anymore. We want the ball in our hands, and we want to head the other way.
It's probably also instinct a lot of times. If you see a lot of green grass ahead of you, go ahead and grab it.
It's the exact right play to do. That's knowing when to break the rules and when to make a play that maybe you hadn't been taught.
After the pick six, they go right back to the air. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down. Parker the intended target, and that'll bring up second down. Here's Rosen. Pressure comes, and down goes Rosen. Randy Gregory in there to bury him for a loss of 11.
Remember, throughout my career here in defensive coaches always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. Well, they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed. Now a shot taken on third down, but it's going to wind up incomplete. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure. The backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on fourth down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. They're going on fourth down. Rosen out to the right here to Wilson. And he's not able to get away. He is stopped well short of a first down. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And it would appear the Cowboys are going to win this football game.
Tight ends Ringo. Tight ends on the Ringo. Tight ends on the Ringo.
Go. Get out there.
A first down carry by Elliott. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. 13 yards and a first down, Cowboys.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the fourth as it was way back in the first, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
They showed some tough running, but they'll drop him at the 5-yard line. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
What we got?
They'll try the right side with Elliott. And he will fight his way into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Cowboys will extend their lead. Extra point by Marr, up and good. And that'll increase their lead to 28. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Right there, 54 Mike. Let him know.
One final shot here for Rosen. And this will be incomplete. 1 second left to go. He was trying to get that one to Allen that time, and that'll bring up second down. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Get in the weight room.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. Catch made right side by Wilson. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for Dallas...